welcome to Looking at the Markets with David Modell. Today's topic is investing in stocks or trading options. Ask yourself these questions first. And these are some super important questions. So let's talk about that. First things first. Do not buy a stock or option for a company solely based on stock screener results. Sometimes I get questions from people. They'll say, can you recommend a good stock screener? Or maybe they're using a stock screener and they say, hey, this screener recommends that I buy this. What do you think? Should I buy it? I would say don't buy anything just based on what a stock screener tells you. Stock screeners can be useful, but if you're basing your decisions solely on that, I don't recommend it. Next, do not buy a stock or option for a company just because a friend or relative or a coworker gave you a tip. All right, they may mean well. They may think they know something about the markets. Maybe they think they have some sort of special information. But you know what? You need to do your own due diligence. And just because your friend or relative or coworker means well, that doesn't mean that they know what they're talking about. Okay? So please don't base your decisions on hot tips. All right? I've heard horror stories before about people who put way too much money into a stock or an option because they knew somebody in the financial field, a friend or a coworker who, told them, oh, this is going to go up, this is going to go down. You know what? That's not a great way to base your investment decisions. All right? So please don't do that. Additionally, do not buy a stock or option based on an alert or a tip from a newsletter or chat room or message board and so on. All right? I mean, I like to go on Twitter and StockTwits, message boards just for entertainment purposes and just to chat with other people who are interested in finance. And that's all fine and good, and it's fun and it's entertaining, but if you're basing your financial decisions on something somebody said in a message board or a chat room or a newsletter, I mean, people who write newsletters, are they really experts or do they have an agenda? You don't know. All right. Same with the people in chat rooms and on message boards. You don't know what their knowledge is. You don't know what their agenda might be. So, I'm not saying you can't take any advice from anybody in general, but if you're basing your trading or investment decisions entirely on something somebody recommended in one of these chat rooms or message boards or newsletters, don't do it, please. Do your own research, do your own due diligence, as I always say. So you're thinking about buying or short selling a stock or option. Okay. Do you have any real knowledge of the company? That's the main question today. So you want to know the answers to some of these, or really all of these, vital questions. Exactly what does the company do or produce or sell? If you don't even know what the company is really about, what they have to offer to their clientele or customers or whatever, should you really be putting your money on that? Think about it. How long has the company been in business? In other words, does it have staying power? For example, Apple has been around for many years. Microsoft has been around for a long time. And then if you want companies that have been around for a really long time, you might look at Coca-Cola or GE or General Motors, Ford, something like that. All right. Companies like that, they've been around decade after decade. And so, if you buy a stock in that company, if you invest in that company, you can be pretty sure that the company is not going to go out of business this year or next year. All right, there's no guarantee. Okay, I mean, there are companies like Radio Shack that had been around for a pretty long time, and they went out. They didn't do too well. But most companies are not like Radio Shack if they're really, really, really big companies that have been around for a long, long time. And that leads me to the next question. How big is this company? Is it in the S&P 500? Do you know the answer to that? Is it in the Dow? Is it in the NASDAQ? If not, then there's more risk involved there. Okay. Personally, I tend to stick to stocks and options representing companies that are really, really big, mega cap companies. Apple or Starbucks, something like that. You can, again, you can count on that company sticking around, and so it's not likely that that the stock price is going to go to zero. All right, it might go down, but then it will probably recover at some point. How well is the company doing? Is the business thriving? Whether you're going to buy or short sell a company, whether you're going long or short, you want to know how well the company is doing, and that comes down to watching the news, reading up on what's going on with the company. Okay, and also, what is the typical price range of the stock? We've been talking about fundamentals, but it's also good to know the technical aspects of the price of the stock. What is the typical price range of the stock? In other words, at what price is the stock a bargain or cheap, and at what price is the stock expensive? All right, that way you'll know the range of the stock. So, to put it simply, here's the takeaway. Do you really think it's a good idea to bet your money on a company that you don't really know much about? Okay, so think about it. And the answer to that is obvious to me. All right, if you don't really know much about the company, and it's really best if you actually have some experience with the company. For example, if you're thinking about investing in Starbucks because you're a frequent Starbucks customer, then at least you have some personal familiarity with the company. Or if you like Apple products or whatever. Okay, so now that's not required. It's not mandatory that you've actually used the product that you're investing in, but it certainly helps, as opposed to investing in some company whose product that not only have you not used, but you don't even really understand what it is. All right, so I'm here to help you, and I'm trying to save you from making terrible financial decisions. All right, and if I can help even one person from financial disaster because they're thinking about investing in something that they know nothing about, then I'll feel really good about this, because that's my goal here. So if you'd like more help with this, with stocks, options, buying, short selling, if you don't know about all that stuff, that's okay. We can always start at the beginning. That's not a problem. If you're more advanced and you just have questions, or you need advice on putting together a real trading plan because maybe you've been losing money time and time again. It's okay to lose money, we all do, but if you just need some help putting together a trading plan and just having some direction in your investment strategy, feel free to contact me. My name is David Modell, and you can contact me by email at davidmodell, that's Moadel, at gmail.com. And if you like this video, please, by all means, give it a thumbs up on YouTube, leave a comment. You can subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate that. That way you can get the latest content that I'm putting out. And feel free to contact me once again. So thank you so much for listening to this, and I hope to hear from you soon.